haunted places. I thought those stories about cursed houses and missing people were just small-town myths. But that changed the night I drove through Kansas. It was late October, heavy rain pounding the windshield, thunder echoing across the plains. I was heading to Kansas City for a filming job. I document abandoned places for YouTube. My GPS glitched halfway through the drive. The road signs disappeared in the fog, and my phone battery started dying. I was in the middle of nowhere when I saw it. An old wooden sign barely visible through the mist. It said, Carver Road. Something about that name felt familiar. Then it hit me. I'd read about it online. Locals called it the Carver House, said it was cursed. Every explorer who entered was never seen again. Supposedly the house fed on souls. I thought it was nonsense. But curiosity won. The narrow dirt road led me through a tunnel of dead trees. My headlights flickered, and there it was. A massive Victorian mansion, half swallowed by vines. Windows shattered, one dim porch light still flickering. It looked like it was breathing in the fog. The storm suddenly stopped when I stepped out of the car. No rain, no thunder, not even wind. Just silence. The door was open, waiting. I told myself I'd film a quick clip for my channel and leave. The air inside was thick, cold, and smelled like wet wood and something metallic. Blood, maybe. I walked down the hallway. My boots left prints in the dust. But halfway through, I noticed another set beside mine. Bare footprints. Fresh. I called out, "Hello?" No answer. My camera light flickered, and I saw something move at the top of the stairs, a human shape still and shadowed. But when I blinked, it vanished. Upstairs, I found a long corridor lined with portraits. Each one showed men, women, and children, but every face had its eyes scratched out. Then one portrait stopped me cold. The man in it looked exactly like me. Same jacket, same haircut, even the same scar on my chin. Underneath was a brass plate that read, Isaac Miller, 1914. That's when I heard whispering. Faint at first, then clearer. Dozens of voices, overlapping, chanting something I couldn't understand. The air turned icy. The portraits began to tilt, one after another, following me. The door slammed behind me, locking itself. My flashlight went out. I ran into another room, a sitting room with an old mirror against the wall. I caught my reflection, panting, terrified, and then I saw it smile. I wasn't smiling. It raised its hand when I didn't. Its lips moved, whispering in my own voice, "You're late." I stumbled back, and the reflection stepped out of the mirror. Its skin was pale gray, its eyes hollow black. It looked like me, but dead. It said, "The house needs you." The walls began to move, literally breathe, pulsing as if alive. The wallpaper peeled off in waves, and I heard bones cracking in the walls. I ran toward the staircase, but every hallway looped back to the same spot. The house was changing. A child's cry echoed from somewhere. I followed it into a bedroom. A rocking chair moved on its own, and a doll sat on it, cracked face staring at me. The crying stopped, and the doll's mouth opened. In a woman's whisper, it said, "He's here." The lights exploded, glass shattering around me. I bolted through the darkness, my camera the only light. The reflection, the thing that looked like me, followed, slow and steady, smiling wider each time I turned. I found a door at the end of the hall leading down to a basement. I had no choice. The air down there felt heavy, damp. The smell of rot and burnt flesh filled the air. My flashlight flickered over shelves filled with old jars. Inside were pieces of human faces, preserved like trophies. In the middle of the basement stood a huge mirror covered with a black cloth. My hands trembled as I pulled it off. Behind the glass were faces, screaming silently, their mouths wide open, eyes black voids. I recognized them. They were the people from the portraits upstairs, their hands pressed against the glass, reaching out. Then I saw another reflection appear, mine, but with those hollow black eyes. It grinned and whispered, "Now you see." A force grabbed my chest, cold and electric, pulling something out of me. I tried to scream, but no sound came. My body fell, but I could still see. I was watching from inside the mirror. My reflection turned around, picked up my camera, and smiled. Then everything went black. When I woke up, I was standing outside. The house looked normal again, no lights, no sounds. My car was still there, engine cold. I drove away shaking. I told myself it was just a dream. But later that night, when I got home and checked my footage, it wasn't me in the video. It was him. The reflection, smiling at the camera, and at the end of the recording, a voice whispered from the speaker, "The house moves. It always finds the next one." Since that night, I've seen the Carver house in my dreams, sometimes behind me in reflections. I've stopped filming abandoned places. I stopped filming anything, because when I look in mirrors now, sometimes I see someone standing right behind me, and sometimes it's me.